it feels good at the beating Tom Brady.
Oh my God! Wow!
Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in, and it feels good to do this after a Bears bounce back win over Tom freaking Brady. We won 20-19. It is so much to talk about within this game, but before I get into any parts of this game, I just want to make sure that you guys are staying absolutely safe. I know it's still a lot going on out there, and I want you guys to stay safe. Also, about 60 to 70% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed. So if you fall into that category, go ahead right now and click that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 1K subscribers, and I cannot get there without you guys' support. But enough with that said. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Where do I start with this game? I start with the elephant in the room. The main thing I was looking for going into this football game. The main thing I was going for was to see if Matt Nagy's play calling had changed. In a way, it didn't. In a way, it did. The way it didn't is we still only ran the football 13 times, and yet again, David Montgomery only had 10 carries. 10 carries. That is a problem. 10 carries for Montgomery and 3 for Cordero Patterson. I still didn't see any type of commitment to a running game. So we have the 13 runs by Patterson and Montgomery put together and 42 pass attempts, not including sacks. 42 pass attempts, not including sacks. That's got to change. We snuck that out tonight, but the sequence of our play calling has to change. And as I look at the numbers right now, they had 2 sacks. 3 sacks, excuse me. The Bucs had 3 sacks. So that means that's 45 pass attempts and only 13 committed run plays. 13 committed run plays. That is inexcusable. And when your offensive line is not necessarily best in pass pro and you have a backup guard and bars in a left guard, that's going to spell some issues. That is going to spell some issues. Because I feel at this point, Matt Nagy just refuses to run the football. That's just how I feel at this point. Matt Nagy just refuses to run the football. And from my vantage point, that's what allowed the pass rush to tee off for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I feel that's what allowed the pass rush to tee off, is because you have ill effect of a running game. You have ill threat of a running game. Ill threat of a running game. Nick Foles he's a solid quarterback, but I still wouldn't drop him back 42 times, 45 including the sacks, behind the offensive line like that. 45 pass attempts to only 13 runs. And for me, I know this is a West Coast offense. I know the West Coast offense is predicated on short passes. But the innovative team of a West Coast offense still produced a 1,000-yard rusher and ran the ball with Bill Walsh and Roger Craig in Montana and Rice. They still had a threat of a running game with a West Coast offense. So I don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, it's a West Coast offense. They throw short passes. That's fine. But you also have to integrate a threat of a running game. Because when you don't, your offensive line is left hanging to dry, because that allows the pass rush and the blitz to tee off on the quarterback because they don't threat the running game. They don't threat the running game. And the last drive is the main thing I want to get into about this offense. It's just, they took a shot, cool, but it was, I think that was more of a time where you play ball control, you play clock control, you make them use their second timeout on second down. That way you kill more clock and you allow Brady less time to have to drive to get a field goal. Because either way, it's a Tom Brady-led team. And I'm going to try to give him the least amount of time it is to come back and win the football game. I just don't feel dropping Nick Foles back 45 times behind this offensive line is a recipe for success. I just don't see it. Especially when you have a backup guard in Alex Bars. Now, Robinson again had one of those deep shoulder throws. It was a little bit underthrown by Foles that got intercepted. It's just, I feel the play calling is still just too simple. It's too simple. A lot of short throws with no threat of a running game. And this was almost just quite a few passes where Tampa Bay defenders were this close to picking it off because they knew the short routes were coming. They were sitting on the short routes and waiting for them. I just feel we have to commit to running the football more. We have to. We just have to. No matter who we play, it's Tom Brady. Do you want him on the field that much? Even with that offense, they're missing some weapons. I don't want him on the field that much. Commit more to a running game. We have to commit more to a running game. We just do. It allows your offensive line to fire off instead of sitting in pass sets the entire game. And it gives the defense a threat of a running game, and you don't know what's going to come at you. But if you're going to consistently throw short routes and you're going to consistently not run the football, it makes it so much easier for Tampa Bay pass rushers to tee off on you and the blitz packages to tee off on you because they don't threaten you running the football at all. And it was spots where the running game could have been there, but Nagy just, for some reason, refuses to use David Montgomery and just refuses to run the football. Point blank and period. Even in the style of offense we got from Kansas City or the type of style, you still see last year Damian Williams be productive in a running game, and they committed to running the football a bit. And even in the Super Bowl, Damian Williams was committed to running the football. They ran the football, and Damian Williams had a very good game. And this year with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they're still committed to running the football despite them having Patrick Mahomes. The Bears don't have a Patrick Mahomes. Why are we consistently throwing the football so much? I don't understand it. I just don't. We won the game. That is absolutely great. But I just feel that if we run the football more, the game would be different. The way the plays can be set up can be different because not only the secondary has to play the run, you have linebackers on the other side that have to play the run, and you got two very good linebackers in the middle with Levante David and Devin White. Those are two very good linebackers up the middle. And then you have Ndamukong Suh, JPP, and Shaq Barrett, the rush the passer. So you're letting those three just tee off because they don't threaten anything running the football. I just don't understand that. Now, I'm a guy that I like to see the ball thrown, but you have to have some sort of threat of a running game to keep the defense on their heels. They don't have that right now because we just refuse to run the ball for whatever reason Matt Nagy decides not to. I just don't understand it. And the main thing I want to get into, just to talk about a little bit, is the play calling coming out of the half. I posted on social medias that the Bears needed to get a touchdown coming out of the half. The Bears needed to get a touchdown to carry that momentum that we have from the end of the first half with the fumble and then it right away score. I feel if we would have came out in that second half and put 6 on the board, that changes the game entirely. That changes the game entirely. Because what happened right away? Tom Brady came out right away and they got a field goal, and there goes the lead. So I just feel it's just too safe for me. That play calling was too safe. You run 2 screens that Tampa Bay looked like they seen was coming, get a penalty, then you're faced with 3rd and long. And even if it wasn't for the penalty, it would have still been 3rd and 13, 3rd and 12 because we lost yards on the screen. So I just feel the play calling is too safe and we run the ball too little. But we got enough to win the game. Nick Foles struggled a bit early, but he got it together late. But I can't blame Foles so much because he can't be but only so much effective when you have no threat of a running game there. Foles played solid outside of a little bit of air throws here and there. He played solid. So I'll give the credit where credit is due. The game was managed a bit better by Foles, but I still feel the play calling is a little bit too soft and a little bit too safe. But I'm going to just flip to the defensive side because I can go on all day about Nagy's ineffective and not committing to the running game play calling. The defense, the one thing I noticed about the defense is we really miss Eddie Goldman up the middle. The run defense just has not been the same this season. We really miss Eddie Goldman up the middle. He's one of the best nose tackles in football. And him opting out the season, it hurt us because we really didn't address it with somebody else to come in there and replace it. Roy Robb hasn't been there really much all year. And up the middle, we really miss Eddie Goldman. I just feel we do. And Danny Trevathan, at least from my vantage point, it looks like he's been out of position quite a few times this year. Quite a few times. It looks like him and also Roquan at times are caught out of position. At least that's how I see it. It just feels like a lot of teams are attacking the Bears' middle of the defense, not only just in the running game, but also in the passing game as well. I just feel the middle of our defense is getting attacked a lot. Whether it's Roquan, whether it's Trevathan, whether it's not having Eddie Goldman on the run defense and Roy Robb, I really feel I feel he struggled. Akeem Hicks has been there. I just feel Roy Robb, Nichols as well, has made some plays, but I just feel the loss of Eddie Goldman opting out of the season really hurt this Bears defense up front. Because he was really good against the pass, but I really feel he was really good against the run. And I feel Eddie Goldman not being there has really hurt our run defense. The pass rush was doing whatever they could, getting after Brady. Khalil Mack had 2 sacks. It could have been 3 if it wasn't for I feel it was a stupid penalty because Wirfs was basically throwing him down and it forces Mack momentum to tackle Brady, but I'll save that for another day. I feel the quarterbacks are a little bit too protected in this league even ours, one of the penalties against Nick Foles with Shaq Barrett, I feel the quarterbacks are a little bit too protected in this league. Just a little bit too protected. Because there's been some roughing the passers that, just looking at them, they look a little bit questionable. But at the end of the day, this defense made the plays that we had to play to win the game. And once again, we've only let up one touchdown and we're beat by field goals. Well, we didn't get beat per se, but we got field goal to death and one touchdown. So I just feel, like I said, I'll just say this. Complimentary football is something I say all the time on this channel. And the last drive for offense and defense before they took a knee on that last one, before that, the draft before that for our defense, is what I've been saying all year. Defense makes a turnover, offense comes right out and scores. That's what I mean by complimentary football. That's the best portion of complimentary football I think I've seen from the Bears this year. Outside of the comeback victories. And those came late. But this one came before the half, and it was just something that we swung the momentum of right there before the half. I wish we could have had some better play calling coming out of the half offensively, but I just feel that offense needs to be a bit more aggressive in the running game. The defense, I feel, I'm not going to say too much bad about them because they held that Tampa Bay team to 19 points. And a lot of it was the defense not being in necessarily great position because the offense really wasn't moving the ball at certain points. So it was a battle of field position. And then penalties really hurt us. It's not even the amount of penalties the Bears had. It's just the penalties when we got them were at the wrong, inopportune times, whether it was we had a third down stop or roughing the pass interference, or that one on the punt where we blocking it back and he said the ball was kicked. I didn't understand that one. They didn't show what happened there, so you really didn't see it. So it's just our penalties get us at the wrong time. At the wrong time. I just feel with this defense, it looked like early the game was going to be a little bit too put on them again because the offense was failing to do things. I'm glad we got a little bit of it together, but I just feel it's things that we can be different on both sides, and I feel mainly on offense. The defense is stepped up when we needed them to step up. Last drive, blocking Tom Brady. But I just feel that we just put too much of the game on our defense's hands because our offense hasn't necessarily converted opportunities into touchdowns. We haven't necessarily put a complete game together offensively. We still haven't put a complete game together offensively. I still don't think we have. And our inability to kill clock, we've punted, interception, punt, short drives. We need some more long, extended drives. Even if we always don't get touchdowns or whatever, we need drives to last a bit to keep our defense fresh. We need some longer drives consistently to keep our defense fresh. Now, other teams are going to make plays, of course, but I just feel we need more longer drives to keep our defense fresh. Because when we don't convert, we don't move the football, and we have quick threes and outs or short drives, it tires out our defense. So we get the win over Brady. Finally, we beat Tom Brady in his career. I'm mad it came late, but we beat Tom Brady in his career. Nick Foles does it again. Nick Foles gets a Brady victory under his belt again. Glad we got the W. We 4-1. We don't play Sunday, but we get the win. I'm happy we get the win, but I still feel that we got some things to correct on the offensive side of the football. We have some stuff to get right on offense, especially with the running game. And the offensive line has to be better at pass protection, but I feel running the football can offset some of that. So, great. We won the game. Defense steps up, plays well again. I just feel a little bit of the game is too really put on them so much because our offense hasn't been necessarily consistent and successful. But we get plays. We make plays. Kyle Fuller with the fumble. I really like that hit. I thought they was finna call a flag on that, but I'm glad we got the W. We moved to 4-1 on the season. A lot of people picked against us. Proved them wrong. But I still feel we need work on our running game, and our offensive line needs work pass pro. But like I said, I feel the running game will offset that. But I'm happy. Bears get the win. 2019 at home. Thursday night football. Prime time. Finally, we get the win over Tom Brady. But that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you like the video. Comment your thoughts down below about what happened in this game. And also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We still on that 1,000 subscriber ground, so I can't get there without you guys' support. But that does it for this reaction. APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I wanna say thank you to my mom and my daddy for making love the night that you had me. Wanna thank my friends, my sister, and my brother.